And we will discuss whether the Patriots are in on DeAndre Hopkins and whether or not he will be in the same room with Bill O'Brien again, or whether the weather or whether the millionaire's tax will be the same issue for him that it was apparently for Jalen Ramsey. I don't know. I don't know what. I mean,
You don't think Patriot Place is a destination for NFL stars?
I don't know. I mean, how, like, what, in discussing the factors on why he ends up with the Dolphins, I mean, money is the number one driver. I agree with Wiggy on that in most cases.
Yeah.
I don't know. How much difference does the weather really make? And I mean, you played the game.
I think it's more about, and this is a big weather in the sense of like what I'm dealing with, what my family's dealing with. And now if I'm living in Florida, the majority of the time, I don't have to worry about snow. I don't have to worry about cold weather. That's something that I'm probably maybe not used to a lot because I'm not really sure where Jalen Ramsey's from. I think he might be from Florida. So the fact to have the weather, you guys just talked about coming back from Florida, right? So most of the time
but those guys aren't here really during the bad weather time. I mean, December isn't December anymore.
Right. You can still golf.
Yes. I mean,
But I think it's more of like the October, November, December time that they would be here. And I don't think it's a big thing. Don't get it twisted. I think it obviously is the money situation first. And then where you might be able to, what your team looks like.
And Jalen Ramsey grew up in Tennessee.
Tennessee, okay.
I don't think the millionaire's tax is as big a factor as the fact that Florida, that anything goes state, doesn't really tax you. You know,
right.
I think that makes that the ideal destination.
Tyreek Hill said as much. He was going to the Jets, and they were going to be traded. He was going to be traded from the Chiefs to the Jets, and then he did the math, or his accountant, or someone did, and he said, no, the Dolphins are a better destination for me because I'll make far more without having to get an actual extra dollar added to the contract.
But Shime's right. You look at what you could have got Jalen Ramsey for, and it's alarming that you're not even in on it.
Yeah, especially because you have term on him. He's still an all-pro cornerback. Like, people are like, oh, he got shredded last year. It's because they were playing a bunch of zone and they were a crappy football team. That's not because he was bad. If you actually look at how he played, he in particular played very well. Like, he is still an all-pro level corner, and so only needing to trade a 3 and some weirdo tight end that nobody's ever heard of is ridiculous that the Patriots aren't in on that.
I just don't know what the plan is if you're not expecting the Patriots to significantly add during the free agent period.
Well, Wiggy was saying last week he thinks that they might completely just blow it
next
season
I would say
on purpose, which I mean, I don't think Bill Belichick does that if he only has 3 seasons left.
But if he goes, maybe I'm going to go a little bit longer. I think you really got 2 options at this time. Either you're going all in with Bill, and to me, going all in means going to get if you're going to say, all right, you're going to ride Mac Jones for 1 more year, we're going to put as many pieces around him as possible to see if he's the guy. And if he's not the guy, then we're going to have to figure it out next year. So you're going all in with the talent around him. Or you go, you know what? The hell with this. We'll do our best to try to tank this season and get the number 1 overall pick next year and try to go with Caleb Williams and then put all the pieces around him and figure that, okay, maybe we have that young rookie quarterback with the talent around them who could then turn into the Patrick Mahomes type of play. Would Patrick Mahomes win the MVP in his second year? It was really his first year of playing, and then a Super Bowl.
So in your mind, Bill is done with Mac Jones, and he's going to suffer through another season and tank so he can get yet another rookie quarterback.
I think he's done with Mac Jones, period. But I don't know if they have enough guts to trade him and move on from him and be willing to go in the way of a Lamar Jackson. I don't know if they have enough guts to do that. So my thing is put as much talent around him as possible. And then what you end up going to do, what ends up going to happen is if you put all the talent around him and he's just okay, aren't you then looking for a quarterback next year?
and it gives Bill a better excuse to move on from him. It's not, you can't put all the blame on Matt Patricia. If you stack the team around Mac Jones and he still can't succeed, then Bill Belichick doesn't have to answer to anybody else. Can tell Robert Kraft, we've done everything this season for Mac and he still couldn't do it for us, so now we have to move on.
And you got to ask the question, Greg, if you stack the team around Mac Jones, is he good enough to get you to a championship?
I don't know about that, but there's no shot that they are going to tank this year. They gain nothing from that outside of a long shot hope of a guy like Caleb Williams, who will be another 2 years. So you're talking about 4 years from now.
Well, I don't think he'll be another 2 years.
Well, he's not playing this year.
No.
So then the next year you'll draft him, and then he won't do much his rookie year because no quarterback does.
Well, we don't know based on we talked about it with Mac Jones, and look how good he was his rookie year.
It's the guy has 3 to 5 years left.
Okay,
right.
He's not going to tank a year and then be in on a rookie quarterback.
If he was going to tank a year, he would have tanked right after Brady left. He would have reset all his quote-unquote cap issues and completely reset the franchise.
So if he doesn't do anything major in this free agency and he doesn't do anything trading and everything, isn't he just – he might not be tanking the year, but isn't he just wasting a year?
Well, unless from his purview, the dumpster fire that was Matt Patricia and Joe Judge is now that's in the rearview mirror, and now Bill O'Brien is good enough, makes a big enough difference that this team is a playoff contending football team.
But they're a playoff contender if they do what they do this year, what they did last year. Like, you think Bill is looking at this, you think Bill is naive enough or dumb enough to look at his team and go, all right, if we basically do the same thing we did last year, we're now a legitimate championship contender. Of course, they're a playoff contender, but he doesn't want to be that.
The team doesn't want that either. I mean, you've got Matthew Judon pleading with guys on social media to come play in New England. The team's not confident in themselves because their head coach isn't.
You have to really know. You have to be honest with yourself. And if Mac isn't the guy for you, then you have to move on from him now. And that's either trading him or saying the hell with this and we'll tank it and then get the guy next year and put the pieces around a legitimate number one type of quarterback and hope you can get that Patrick Mahomes magic.
Ladies and gentlemen, joining us right now, the Worm. Hello, Worm.
Hey, good morning. How are you guys?
What's going on?
It's that guy.
Nothing. Great conversation about the Patriots. I just want to chime in about how important getting a guy like Lamar Jackson would be. He's like a recruiting tool, And I know you guys are on the Mac Island, but no receiver is going to come play with Mac Jones because it's going to affect his numbers, which in turn affects his money. So it's like, the chicken and the egg.
Yeah, that's a great point. I mean, you're not going to get guys that are going to want to come here and play that potentially, could be free agents and go, well, he's not going to really help me with my money situation, whether that's incentives. Or you're not going to get guys like a guy like OBJ. He's not coming to play with Mac Jones. There's no way.
100%.
There's no way he's coming to play with Mac Jones.
Yeah,
Worm, hey, Worm, did you reach out to Mary?
No, Courtney made me nervous last time I slid into those DMs. So I don't even go on Instagram since that moment.
No, Worm, go back on Instagram.
I feel like it's a prime moment for you to be able to reach out to her and say, hey, you might have made a mistake.
That's the only thing I would say.
I don't know. I might be on Team Join after that. Maybe there's something going on.
So I would just be like, yo, see, you should have went with me from day one. Foolish people do foolish things. That's it. Then maybe get her thinking.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess maybe Bill will surprise everybody, and there will be splash after splash after splash this week.
But there's really nothing
like you in Fort Myers,
unless they're gonna trade for guys. And the DeAndre Hopkins thing, that probably ain't happening. The bad blood between him and Billy O'Brien is probably not happening. So now you have to kind of shift your attention to other guys, and that would be like Mike Evans, because what free agents out there are going to instantly, can you get offensively at the wide receiver position and go, oh, Dave Bates.
Well, Mike Evans probably likes the weather. He doesn't want to come here because of the weather.
And the state taxes.
And he gets to play with Baker Mayfield.
But look at
Baker Mayfield's going to be the quarterback of the Bucs.
I love it. But Greg, look at the rest of the division. The Dolphins and the Bills' entire offense is shifted when they made major trades with a first-round pick to acquire elite wide receiver talent.
Yeah.
Steph Diggs changed the trajectory of Josh Allen's career, and until the concussions sidelined Tua, we were talking about Tua as an MVP candidate after saying he wasn't going to get the job because of Tyreek Hill, Waddle, the guys they put around him. So either you're going to get a top quarterback like Lamar Jackson or someone of the ilk, or you need to bring in expensive top-end talent around them. And it appears that they're doing neither.
Good question for you, Sean. Do you think Mike Evans would prefer to play with Mac or Baker Mayfield?
I think he'd prefer Mac Jones, but I think he prefers the Tampa Bay weather and the no state taxes.
And the no millionaire
that might
tax.
outweigh the difference
Yeah, but
between
remember,
Mac and Baker.
he doesn't have any say in it because you would be trading for him. So, like, if they wanted Jalen Ramsey, all right, guess what, Jalen? You're coming here. There's a state tax, and you got to deal with the weather because you would be trading for that guy. And that, to me, that's the only way you're going to get those type of players. I know we keep bringing up Odell Beckham as, being the, top free agent wide receiver out there. Free agents are not coming here if they have the chance to choose their location. So you have to go after a guy like Mike Evans who might be looking at it, well, if I go to New England, I have a better chance of winning there than I do in Tampa, and I got no choice because they're forcing me on this issue because they're trading me.
Yeah.